Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Whatever the I Want podcast, where I, your host, Gaby, get to talk about whatever the I want. And today's episode is going to be about imposter syndrome. So on top of this episode being about imposter syndrome, we're also going to be teaching you about patience, because there's this train that goes by frequently, and we will be taking pauses when the train is going by. So be on the lookout for your testing of patience. In case you ask God for it, this is your testing of it. So I have struggled with knowing whether or not I belong in a space. So if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it basically is where you feel like you don't belong in a space, even though you are highly qualified, you truly deserve to be there. Maybe you think, oh, I only got here because I had to meet a racial quota. Maybe I only got here because I know somebody. It's only solely for that purpose. It's not because I'm actually qualified and that I have the skills and the knowledge to be in this space. And so how I have struggled with it is by my job title. So for a very long time, I would just say I was in marketing, because that's really what I was doing. And it hasn't been until I transitioned into making this podcast and into actually pursuing things for myself where I was like, okay, I'm a content creator. But I would say, hey, I'm a content creator, but I also do marketing, I do freelancing, whatever. And I always had a but, or I had an addition that basically tied it back into the jobs that I was working, at least previously, because I truthfully have not worked for a marketing job in over a year. But I saw someone recently at a grocery store and they were like, oh, well, what do you do? And I said, I'm an artist. And that's truthfully how I identify in general. It's a word that I really, really identify with, because an artist to me is somebody that does a little bit of everything. I like to draw. I like, to host this podcast. I like to speak to people. I, want to pursue music, even if it's for fun, or, I don't know where life is going to take me. I just know that I want to do things creatively. And I feel like whenever you say content creation, people immediately assume influencer. And that's not exactly what I want to do. I do think that I like the term because you can influence people in positive ways, but I think the term influencer has a negative connotation to it. It's oh, this is somebody who just tries to sell you stuff on TikTok. And that's not what I want to do. I want to influence people to love themselves, to care about the world around them, to care about the environment. I want to encourage people to live their dreams and to be authentic. And that's a huge reason why I started this podcast. And so I think I'm going through my own growing changes in terms of feeling like an imposter. But on this trip here in New York, we're at Dumbo. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. We're at Dumbo here in New York. And, I saw somebody today and, they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a podcast host. And that has felt so natural for me to say lately, because I feel like I'm fully stepped into it. We're going to take a little break because of the train. Okay. Test of patience number 1. I hope you passed. So I feel like I've really stepped into myself, and now I fully take myself seriously. I think that's a big part of my imposter syndrome, is that I didn't take my work seriously. This is the most consistent I've been probably in all of my life, and I feel like I've been consistent about something that I'm truly passionate about, which is just being myself. Because when I first thought of a content creator, of a YouTuber, which was ideally what I wanted when I was a kid, I'm like, I want to be on YouTube and I want to do makeup tutorials, and I want to show people my outfits. I literally used to do outfit of the days, and I would film on my family's Mac computer, and you couldn't see my whole outfit, so I'd stand on top of the computer chair. That way you could see my whole outfit. I have to find these videos to show y'all just how, I guess, far I've come. You might look back and think, oh, that's so cringy, but I look back and I think, wow, I've known that I wanted to do this for so freaking long. And here I am at nearly 20 years old, finally taking myself seriously. And I also was talking about earlier today with my friend Andrew. There's this videographer, cinematographer that I like, and his name, we have a train coming. Okay, test of patience number 2. I hope you passed. So as I was saying, there's a cinematographer named Adrian Purr, and he's somebody who posted on TikTok every single day for a year. And not only was it just things that he posted, he posted consistently, he literally posted quality. And, he puts a lot of thought behind his videos, and he's somebody that I look up to. And I think that, hold on, on. We have another train. Okay, test of patience number 3. You passed. So as I was saying, Adrian Purr has truly, truly, truly inspired me. I know that he did that challenge to really push himself, similarly to why I did 75 Hard. I did it mostly because I wanted to post consistently on TikTok, because I wanted to vlog it. So I think that not only was he posting consistently, he was posting quality. And I feel like hold on, I'm losing my train of thought now. So he was just really inspirational to watch, and I think he had to take himself seriously for the industry to take him seriously. And he now has like sponsorships with companies like Adobe, and I use Adobe all the freaking time. I've used it since I was in school, and I think that is like so like full circle, you know what I mean, for you to be using these products to help with your content, and then to be able to partner with them and to host classes. I think that's so freaking cool. So like I would absolutely love to partner with like companies like Adobe, where you can also help inspire other people who are in the same field as you. And I think that now I'm just finally taking myself seriously. Like now when people ask me, what do you do? I'm not like anxious and I feel like a liar when I'm saying I'm a content creator or I'm an artist or I'm a podcast host. I truly feel like it feels natural or authentic for me to say, and that I don't need to like justify it. So I feel like another way that I've taken myself seriously and that's helped with the imposter syndrome is like just getting over myself. Like for example, I'm here filming in the park. There's lots of people. There's lots of movement, and like I said before, like people don't give a fuck about you. Like somebody just walked in front of the camera and it just reminds you of like, bitch, you ain't shit. But I mean that in the best way of like remain humble. Like no matter where you go in life, like do not allow your ego to get in the way of like, no, you should not be walking in front of there. Like, this is my space to be recording when this is literally a public area. I feel like a lot of people allow for their job title or maybe their amount of income to justify how they treat other people. And like, that was just a reminder of like, obviously this person doesn't know that I'm doing work, but like, why am I going to sit here and be rude to somebody when it was not done with malintent? So don't allow your ego to get in your way. But yeah, I feel like I'm really working through my imposter syndrome, and I feel like it's subsided a ton, and I kind of feel like it might not even exist anymore because I've truly stepped into the shoes that I'm meant to be in. Like my friend Andrew and I say, like, dress up for the job that you want, and like, you gotta act like it and it will be. And I feel like that's what's happened to me. I've taken myself seriously and I've acted like, I've taken on the role of being a podcast host, and now it's like, well, bitch, you are, I have the podcast. I'm here. I'm showing up. I've been consistent, haven't missed one episode, no matter how late I've been staying up to edit. It doesn't matter if I'm filming the day before. It doesn't matter if I'm filming 2 weeks before. It doesn't take away what I've done so far. So if you have imposter syndrome, you got to work through that shit. You belong in these spaces. You would not have been hired for these jobs or been given these opportunities if you were not right for it. So with that being said, go ahead and give this episode a like. Comment down below what ways you have healed your imposter syndrome or what ways you are trying to heal it. And I will catch you in the next one.